Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we welcome everyone for this Sunday feast program. For last several Sundays we have been regularly coming. I am sure you all are well versed now. Different avatars being discussed. So today we are going to discuss on a very unique avatar, very significant, very important in the process of bhakti. That is the Balaram avatar. There is nothing much usually said. Of course, in Gaudiya Sampradaya we have Balaram Jayanti. Otherwise, we don't much discuss about Balaram. So it is very important for us to know that who is Balaram, what is his significance in our bhakti, sadhana bhakti, and of course his wonderful pastimes, and no doubt they are very purifying. At the same time, what instructions they carry, and how the same Balaram avatar, in what form is available in this age, and Prabhupada, how he is carrying forward this same mood. So who is Balaram? So you see there is one verse written there. This is by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is the author of Chaitanya Charitamrit. So he is saying, Sarvavatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tanara Dvitiya Deha Shri Balaram Eka hai Swarupa Dohe Bina Matra Kai Adya Kaya Vya Krishna Lila Rasahai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is his second body. The two are one and the same identity. They differ only in form. Lord Balaram is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sya Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamine Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Ade Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So who is Balaram? So we all know about Krishna, and in the spiritual world Krishna is performing his pastimes with his very intimate devotees, especially Radharani and gopis. Balaram is the first expansion. Now this expansion is not different from Krishna. Already we have Krishna, and there is an expansion, and now we are saying that it is not different. Then why not be one only? No, why do separate? The question is that why did he expand? So in scriptures it is said, as here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, when the Supreme Personality expands, he expands as Swa-amsha. Swa-amsha means he expands, but the potency is same. That expansion also can do all the activities what Krishna can do. That means there is no difference. But there is one more expansion, it is called Vibhinnamsha. Vibhinnamsha is, we all are Vibhinnamshas. So what is the difference? We don't have that potency. We have very little potency. But what is the purpose of expansion? Just increase the loving exchange. The Lord is fully satisfied doing his leelas, very sweet leelas. But then he expands, and his expansion itself is serving him. How is it that expansion itself is serving? So it is said, Balaram is Sevak Bhagavan, and Krishna is Sevya Bhagavan. But then still there is no difference. The only difference what we see externally is one is white and another is black. It is said that Balaram is white like a spring cloud, and Krishna is black like a monsoon cloud. Otherwise there is no difference. But they are two rupas. But just for the pastimes he has expanded, but this is the most important expansion. Why? Because this expansion as Sevak Bhagavan is also showing by his example that how do you serve Krishna. So his service is all pervading. So much enthusiasm to serve, 24 hours to serve. This is Balaram. That is how he serves. So he expands himself to serve the Lord. So he expands as Dham. And then he expands as Vaikuntha Lokas. And in Vaikuntha Lokas he is also as Ananta Shesh. Now what we see in the sky, we sometimes, we see in Bombay it is difficult, but you see some stars. Sometimes you see stars. But this is just some insignificant things what we see in this universe. This universe is beyond our understanding. It is so big. The scientists are trying to find out, but still they are not able to find out about this one universe. Very difficult. How far it is. What to speak about the universe, it is difficult to find out about this earth planet. What to speak about earth planet, it is very difficult to find out what is happening in the ocean. What to speak about ocean, even today people don't know what is happening in the body. What to speak about this body, even a simple organ like eye, you don't know how it is working. What to speak about eye, even an atom is very difficult to fathom. Every year there is change. Is the neutron like this or proton like this? Means is impossible through our intelligence to find out. So vast is Lord's expansion. So there is this just one Brahmand universe. And in that universe, Balaram is expanding as Shirodaksha Vishnu. Now Shirodaksha Vishnu is in one corner. Shira means milk, so there is ocean of milk in this one Brahmand. And from Shirodaksha Vishnu, there is one more expansion that is called Garbhodaksha Vishnu, which is also there inside the universe. And that expansion is also called Padmanabh. Why it is called Padmanabh? Because from his Nabhi comes the lotus flower and Brahma takes birth, and from Brahma there are 14 planetary systems. Now this one universe, there are many such universes, infinite universes. And they are all coming from Mahavishnu, who is in Yoga Nidra, and is from his pores they are coming. Now you tell any scientist this, obviously he is not going to believe this. So you have faith, so you are listening to this and you believe, yes, I can't see it, but this is what is the universe. It's coming from Mahavishnu. And who is Mahavishnu? It is just Swamsha Kala, Balaram's one portion, plenary portion expansion. Now this is how Balaram has expanded. Because Krishna is not interested in these activities. Krishna is interested in, sweet pastimes. But this Srishti Leela, he gives it to Balaram, you look after them. Of course, for all sadhakas, it is not that Ras Leela is only important. It's Srishti Leela also very important because you increase your faith. So this is how he expands. Now scientists, they know that there is some gravitational force. We all know it. In school we have studied that how the solar planetary system, what is that which keeps all these planets? There is some force, and they say it is gravitational force. Now where is this gravitational force coming from? Balaram. This is his Balaram's Shakti. He is keeping everything floated. That is his power. If he withdraws the power, everything will be shattered. So just give some understanding that who is Balaram? And Balaram, when he expands as Ananta Shesh, all these Brahmandas, they are just like some mustard seeds on his hoods. So he is carrying the whole material creation. And not only that, with these all thousands of hoods and mouths, he is called Ananta. Why he is called Ananta? Because he has Ananta power, Ananta qualities. And same time he is glorifying the Lord Ananta pastimes. Until now he is not able to even cover a portion of Lord's pastimes. So just try to get into that. Whom are you talking about? This is Balaram. He expands like this, but when he is in his personal form, he personally serves Krishna. So he serves in different rasas he serves. This expansion. In Santaras, he serves in this form. He is from the Dham. He forms his bed, he forms his shoes, he forms his ornaments, he forms his garments. All these things he's making all arrangements. And not only that, he himself is serving and he's also organizing, inspiring, facilitating, accommodating all others also to engage in Krishna's service. So who does that type of service? Who thinks like that? Guru thinks like that. So that is why it is called, Balaram is the original Guru Tattva. All the Guru Tattva is coming from Balaram. So you see in Vibhinna Amshas, even a Jiva Tattva who gets some power of this mood, of serving 24 hours with enthusiasm and always thinking about how to engage everyone in this service. Who is thinking like that? It is the Guru who is thinking. But what is the origin? Where is this Guru Tattva coming from? Balaram. And Balaram, that is also called as Adi Guru. He is Adi Guru, of all Guru. So Balaram, when he descends, so he descends with this type of mood. Of course, we all know that Balaram, when he was there as Lakshman in Treta Yuga, in Ramayana it is always dukkha, isn't it? Always there is some tragedy. So Lakshman, who is Balaram, but he also as Lakshman used to serve 24 hours. So when Ram was sent for Vanvas, you know that actually there was no need for him to go. But still, when Ram said that you don't have to come because it is for me, but he said that I am always with you. Wherever you go, I'll be there. And what was the nature of his service? When they went to forest, Lakshman would be the one who in front who will be cutting out all the branches and the weeds and the pebbles and the thorns and all. He will just remove everything out. He will step on them, but he will not allow Ram and Sita to step on it. And then Ram and Sita would be just, enjoying the scenery, but he will be looking out for woods, he'll getting flowers, he'll get herbs, he'll get fruits, he'll be chopping the woods, he'll be making the cottage, he'll making the bed. And when Ram and Sita are sleeping, what he will do? He'll be guarding. So 24-hour service. There's no question. We never slept in 14 years. This is Sevak Bhagavan, Lakshman. Of course, there is one thing about that why he came as an elder brother. When he came in Dwapara Yuga, he came as an elder brother. Why? Because in Treta Yuga, as an younger brother, he had to face a lot of problems. Right from beginning, right from the time when he came to know the day, the morning, when there was coronation ceremony of Ram, and Kaikeyi had called. So Ram came with Lakshman, and Lakshman saw that he is banished for 14 years and Bharat will be the king. How was Lakshman's reaction that time? Lakshman said that this is nonsense. I will kill my father. He has become a victim of lust for woman's love. I dare see anyone come. I will see that you are going to become the king. This was his anger. But Ram as an elder brother said, what are you talking nonsense? I mean, this is our father and she is our mother. You should not be talking about her like this. So again, because he was a younger brother, he had to just listen. Then what to speak about again when Ravan came to kidnap? It was Lakshman was supposed to go. Lakshman said, you stay back here, I will go. If Lakshman had gone, this wouldn't have happened. But Ram said, no, you stay back, I will go. Again he had to listen because elder brother. So he listened and you know what happened. Of course, if Lakshman had gone, then again Ram Leela wouldn't have taken place. So this is also Leela, but then Lakshman always was very subordinate to his brother. Again, brother said, after the war, he said, lit a funeral pyre. We want to test the chastity of Sita. It was so painful for him. How can you, doubt Sita's chastity? But as brother said, okay, fine. Then again, Ram said, now banish Sita to Valmiki's ashram. Again, he had to take her. So that time he decided Then now if I come back, the next yuga I will come as an elder brother. So, but then as an elder brother, his spirit was same. He was only serving. So he is the principal associate. He serves in different 5 rasas. We know that there are 5 rasas in how you serve. So one of them we already discussed is Santaras. And when Balaram comes as a dasya, he's always be with Krishna. He'll be giving bath to Krishna. He'll be decorating Krishna. He'll get wood for Krishna. This is dasya bhav. Then as Sakha, he'll be going to the forest, playing flute, wrestling and dancing and all. He was very friendly. But then Balaram as elder brother always was given this responsibility, please take care of Krishna, protect Krishna. Yashoda Ma will be always, she'll see, oh, Balaram is there. Fine, Krishna is protected. This was her anxiety. So this was Vatsalya Bhav. And then as Madhurya Bhav, he expands as Ananga Manjari. Now Ananga Manjari is sister of Radharani. Now she facilitates in Radha Krishna's Leelas. So this way Balaram is there in all different rasas. So this is how we try to understand that Krishna and Balaram, there is no difference. Then once, of course, Prabhupada asked, who is stronger? Is Balaram stronger or Krishna stronger? So people had, now Balaram is known that he is Bhala. There's a Balaram, Bhala means strength. So to and fro there will be some discussion and then Prabhupada will give the final answers. It says, Krishna is stronger because Balaram is leaning on Krishna. If you see in Krishna Balaram temple, so Krishna Balaram temple is a unique temple. In Vrindavan, those who have gone, you have seen the central deities are Krishna Balaram. Prabhupada wanted a very unique temple. Not only that, he also, this was a place called Raman Reti, where Krishna and Balaram would be wrestling. So he wanted a temple there. And same time he also wanted to show that Balaram is not different from Nityanand and Nityanand is not different from Balaram. So you have Gaur Nithai, Krishna Balaram and Radha Shyam Sundar. So this is how Prabhupada's mood was, to just bring out that mood of Balaram, Guru Tattva. Of course, sometimes Prabhupada also is to put devotees into confusion. Once there was a dispute between Prabhupada's senior disciples. One of his senior disciples, Yamuna Prabhu, she is not there now. Just few months back she left her body. So she said that Krishna can only enjoy Radharani. Radharani is only from Krishna. But Madhudisa Prabhu said, it's not true. So then this went to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said, she is saying that Krishna, only Krishna enjoys Radharani. And Madhudisa Prabhu is saying that there is no difference between Krishna and Balaram. Just the difference is external form, one is white and another is black. So Prabhupada heard her, she said, yes, you are right. So Madhudisa Prabhu said, but Prabhupada, there is no difference. You are also right. So there was a confusion. Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, Prabhupada, how can both be right? So Prabhupada said, you are also right. How can both? Prabhupada, there has to be some solution. Who is right, who is wrong? That you figure it out. So this way, this was Prabhupada's intimate relationship with his disciples. So there is one sense, no difference. But then we see the difference as he is always in service mood, showing to the conditioned souls that what does bhakti means. Just the way Lakshman was serving, 24 hours. Lakshman never ever asked for anything. He never complained about anything. It is said that usually when a man gets married, there is a vow, husband, wife. You take some vow that, wife will be always with husband, husband will always take care of wife. But there is no sacred vows been taken between brothers. You don't take some vows that, we will always be together. It's very difficult for brothers to be together. But still Lakshman was always loyal. He never ever left. Even the most difficult times, which was very unpleasant for him to serve, it was not giving him any happiness, but still he was loyal. So this is bhakti. Bhakti is not when you feel very nice, it is very easy to do it. But then when there are difficult times, still the enthusiasm is same to serve. Because bhakti is selfless. You do selfless service. Not just because you like it. So this is what Balaram as Lakshman represented. Always serving, always. Never asking, never complaining. He never slept and he had to face all these problems. So but when he came as Balaram, we all know that how Balaram appeared. Balaram appeared few days before Krishna appeared. It was just in short, we will just narrate that what happened exactly, how in Devaki's womb Balaram appeared, but then that was transferred to Rohini's home in Gokul Mahavan. Who did that? Yoga Maya did that by attracting it. So the significance is, it is Balaram who plus makes everything, arrangements for Krishna to appear. And then he goes there. Then after that few days, you know that how Vasudev carried Krishna there and Yoga Maya was brought here and Yoga Maya flew and Kamsa came to know that Krishna is already born somewhere. He didn't know where it was. So Krishna and Balaram grew up. Balaram was always with Krishna. Whatever pastimes, he was the one mainly facilitating these pastimes. So in the initial days, as they were doing all these pastimes, like this, because they are behaving like human beings. Imagine when the Lord comes as a small child, how attractive he will be. He's all attractive, but he comes as a small child. Small child, anyway, they are very attractive. In any house, you see that the small child becomes the most, an infant or a 1-year-old child becomes the center of attraction. Everyone is around. When the Lord comes, how much? So these little pastimes when they did, it was so amazing that Yashoda Mai also would give up all her job and come to hear about what is happening. They would be first crawling, then they started standing, then they started running. And just before 1 year, they'll be holding on to the tail of the cow and the cow will start running, but they'll be holding on and their bodies will be dragged, the cow's urine and cow dung. And it was so fun for all the cow. Then as they grew up, even though Yashoda was feeding them, they would go to the neighbor's house. You all know that how they would break the pot. And when they are caught red-handed, they said that you are a thief. They would defy, they would defend, they would say that you are a thief, you are a liar. But many times these coward women, they would come to complain to Yashoda. Now the complaining mood was not that they should punish. They were taking joy in complaining. And Yashoda would hear and she would be wondering, why is Krishna doing like this? They would say that you already are feeding them, so they are full, and they come here and they break the pot, then they eat, but they're already full, so then they will start throwing it to the monkeys. The monkeys also become full, they start throwing it, and if they don't find any yogurt or butter, they'll break the pot, and if they don't find anything in the house, they'll go and pinch the child who is sleeping, or they will go and... So these type of complaints, they would be hearing. But this was so sweet. So this way then they grew up. When they became 5-year-old, Krishna and Balaram. So their pastimes, they had to take the calves. See, all these pastimes, they are very sweet to hear, but then Acharyas, they would give us some essential lessons to understand. So, Krishna and Balaram, this was their daily routine. They would, and with all their coward friends, they will be going into the forest. And then when they are leaving Gokul Mahavan, they will be playing the flute. And what did it signify? That we are going. So all the villagers, the ladies, they will come on the window to see that Krishna and Balaram are going with all these cows. Such a beautiful scene where thousands and thousands of cows and the cowherd boys, they are going. And when they would come back from the forest, again they'll be praying for them. We have come back. So again they would come to see that. This was a joy. And what are the activities they would do? When they go deep in the forest, they would be just, Krishna would be dancing and others would be clapping, they'll be playing the instruments. Sometimes the gopas will be dancing. And amazing things they would do. Because there was nothing like school. There is nothing like you have to go for school. This was only the activity. They would just jump high up and someone else will try to imitate them and jump high up. One will throw the amlaki fruit up in the sky and another will take that another amlaki fruit and throw it on the other end. If he hits it, everyone would clap. Sometimes they will pat on their back, they will pull their hair, they will wrestle, they would stretch their arms and follow the bird's shadow. They would go into the well and shout. They would jump like frog. This was joy. On each other's, they would be decorating each other with the minerals and peacock feather and just giving pleasure. It is said that because Krishna is to be happy to see the other cowherd boys happy, so they were making each other happy because Krishna is to become happy. And it is said that this is bhakti. So this was in the spiritual world. So there is one pastime. So till now we spoke many technical things. And now we'll come to the pastime. Yeah, before we speak about the pastime, how did this Balaram name? Nanda Maharaj, when we came to know that Garga Muni has come, Garga Muni came to see Krishna and Balaram. So he asked them, he said, you don't have to come here, but you just come for us, our welfare. We are householders, we are entangled. So thank you for coming. He served him. And then he said that, please, do naming ceremony of these two children. So Garga Muni said that, see, I am the priest of Yadus, and Kamsa knows that. And if I do any naming ceremony, he will connect it, then Krishna and Balaram will be in danger. So Garga Muni said, okay, fine, then we will do it in the cow shed, where no one will be invited. So that time he first spoke about Balaram. So he showed, who is this boy? Nanda Maharaj asked, who is this boy who just within days of entering the womb of Rohini manifested? He didn't stay in Rohini's womb for a long time. So who is he? So that time he says that he has the qualities to attract the whole universe with his pleasure potency, by his beauty, by his charming qualities. That is why his name will be Ram. He will have astonishing strength. He will do amazing type of leelas. So that is why his name will be Bala. He is the one who brought two families together. This is Garga Muni saying that. Which are the two families? One is Vasudev's family and another is Nanda Maharaj. He was born there in Devaki's womb, but he came to Rohini's womb. So he is actually a Kshatriya, but here he was behaving like a Vaishya. Because he brought two families together, he will also be called as Sankarshan. So this is the significance of Balaram, who is also known as Sankarshan. So as these childhood pastimes grew up, they became a little older. So one summer, it was a very hot summer. You know how summers in Vrindavan are, very hot. Because there is no ocean breeze, it is not like Bombay. But because of Krishna and Balaram's presence, even though it was a Grishma Rutu, it's very hot. But Balaram is the one who is doing everything. Because of his potency, everything was soothing. Yamuna was overflowing and it was making the banks of Yamuna moist, so that Krishna and Balaram can enjoy. And that moisture will be carried by a breeze. It will form a mist and will touch everyone. the clouds will be just following wherever Krishna Balaram are there so that they can give them shade. And wherever Krishna Balaram goes, the trees will bend down. And all different season flowers will blossom. The waterfalls will make such sound so soothing. And again they will give up some droplets, again it will form a mist. This is what was a soothing, imagine what was Vrindavan in presence of Krishna Balaram. And in this state, as usual, they went. They had many games they would play. And one of the games was that they would blindfold each other and another person has to guess who I am just by your hands. And if he guesses right, fine. If he guesses wrong, then there is, you have to carry him on the shoulder. Like this type of games. So many games they would play. This is what was childhood pastimes of Krishna and Balaram. So once it so happened that one cowherd boy had to stay back. So there was one asura who had schemed it, he had plotted it. So this boy has stayed back. So this vicious, envious demon, behalf of Kamsa, had come to cause harm to Krishna and Balaram. He wanted to kidnap them. So because of his siddhi, power, he took the form exactly like that boy who stayed back. And he also went happily running around to Krishna and Balaram. When Krishna Balaram saw him, he was looking like him, he was speaking like him, he was behaving like him. So no one could make out. Coward boys, everyone invited him, welcomed him, yes, come. But Krishna could make out. Krishna could see that he has come to kill us. So Krishna also plotted a scheme. So he said, he called all the children and he said that let's form a team and we'll play a game. So there were two teams formed. So naturally, who will be the captain? Naturally, Krishna and Balaram will be the captain. So now this boy, who is actually a demon, whose name was Pralambasur, was like a cowherd boy. So he was a demon in disguise. So he knew about Krishna, that Krishna had killed so many demons. So he didn't want to be on the opposite team. So he selected to be with Krishna's team. And everything was going on fine. Krishna knew everything. Krishna knew. But this is how it is said that Krishna, when he just allows, he allows you to carry on with your, you think that, I'm fooling around, but Krishna, okay, allows for some time. So then the game began. So Krishna's team lost. So now they had to carry the opponents. So Krishna carried Sridama and Pralambasur carried Balaram, because he thought that first let me cause harm to Balaram, then I'll come back to Krishna, I'll see it. He was very confident. So he carried Balaram. Now Balaram was also a small child, 5-year-old, and this boy was also very cute, very sweet, very nice. Balaram said, oh my friend, yes, I will sit on your shoulder. So they had to take to one distance. This happened in Bandira 1. From this distance to this distance. So he started taking him. But then they reached the spot where they had to take up to only that spot. But this boy didn't stop there. He went on carrying. He went deep into the forest. So Balaram was a small child. He was acting like a small, normal human being. He showed he was a little scared. He was scared. What is my friend doing? But the friend was taking him deep into the forest. So then suddenly he started flying. So Balaram started wondering that he is carrying now. He knew this, there is something wrong here. This can't be that our usual coward friend ours. Someone else, this is a demon. Of course Balaram knew everything, but then Krishna wanted him not to know what to know. Sometimes he covers up even Balaram. So when he started flying, so Balaram told what to do now. So only thing I can become is I should become heavy. So he started becoming heavy. So when he started becoming heavy, now this is what happens to all these demons. They may have disguised, but when they come in contact with Krishna, they can't keep that disguise for a long time. Just like Putana, how Putana came as a beautiful young lady, but then she had to reveal her original form. So similarly, suddenly then this Pralambasur, as his covered boy, he showed his form. He became huge like a mountain. And Krishna was like a small child. I mean, Balaram was like a small with tiny hands and fists holding on to him. He was sitting on his shoulder. So Sukdev Goswami gives a very poetic description that when he was flying and he had taken this form with his coppery red eyes and large, huge, massive hairs and huge black body with his ornaments, he is saying that it was like the clouds were moving and the ornaments were shining, which were appearing like lightning. And beyond the cloud was moon, that was Balaram. It was appearing like this. So Balaram suddenly he started thinking, if he is here, that means there must be someone there also going to cause harm to Krishna. And Balaram's mood was always to protect Krishna. So he thought, too much is too much now. He became heavy and then with his fist, he hit on the head of Pralambasur. So his head cracked open and he dropped down. And when he dropped down, coward boys came. Oh, great, great, great Balaram, what a wonderful way of killing, This was the daily routine. And every time it was a different way of killing. It was not something the same. Yesterday was something else, today it's something else. But it is welcome and they will embrace him. Oh, it was such a big challenge. Are you okay? Are you okay? You are not got hurt? So Balaram will laugh. Now, these pastimes are very interesting for us to hear. I mean, it is very purifying, it is very pleasing to Krishna because it awakens love for Krishna. But our acharyas, especially Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he has said that this Balaram killing Pralambasur, who was a demon, he is there in all conditioned souls. Now that means that enemy, same enemy is there in conditioned souls. So what does he represent? What type of enemy is? No doubt he is in disguise. So in disguise, he represents lusty desires. Now lusty desires, there are two varieties. One is gross lusty desires. Gross. That means gross means the mind and the senses and the sense objects and just enjoyment. You can't resist. This is something, a big obstacle. It's a demon. Demon means an enemy. But then there is one more who represents Pralambasur. Subtle form of lusty desires or sex desires. That is to do some activities for our own honor. That is prestige, adoration, respect. So these are very subtle form of things. Now why in disguise? Because in Kali Yuga, this is considered something honorable. Isn't it? People take pride in how they are indulging in sense gratification and they will say that this is what is success in life. This is what gives me pleasure. This is what is my progress. Hook or crook, sometimes achieve position, whatever, do anything. So it appears that it is going to give you pleasure. It is going to make you successful. But the truth is, if it's an enemy, will an enemy anytime think about giving you success? Will an enemy think about giving you happiness? When if this propensity is enemy, it is only going to cause disaster or suffering in life. So this demon has to be destroyed. So there are many types of anarthas in our life. There are some anarthas just by focusing on the holy name, we can destroy them. But these type of anarthas, unless there is blessings, unless there is grace of Guru, you cannot remove it. So Balaram was very specific about what type of demons he killed. One of them was Pralambasur. So Pralambasur was killed by hitting him on the head, smashing him, and that represented this type of an anartha. Bolo Balaram Bhagwan ki Jai. So this is how the Lord's pastimes would be. Of course there are several pastimes but we will just be very selective, where we can also learn some. But Balaram, one thing you see in all his pastimes, he saw that wherever there was some false pride, he went out of the way to see that it is destroyed. Because he was compassionate. Because that's the mood of Guru, to be very compassionate. When they become angry, their anger is only out of compassion and love. So there is one more pastime, what Balaram did. This is in Samba, the son of Krishna and Jambavati. He was in love with Lakshmana. Who was Lakshmana? Duryodhana's daughter. So he came to know that in Hastinapur there is Swayamvar. So Samba went there. But he also knew that Lakshmana was not inclined to marry him. But he wanted to marry her. Deeply in love. So the Swayamvar was there, he thought, Swayamvar I have no chance, because she was not interested. So what he did? He just forcefully went inside, caught hold of her hand and pulled her out and kidnapped her. Now this was a big insult to the Kurus. Imagine Samba coming inside, and so now he has touched her. See, those days the culture was so intense that once a girl has been touched by a boy, then she can't marry anyone. She has to marry him only. Now the Kurus, they felt what to do. Now she has to marry him because no one will marry her. But same time, but this is not proper what he has done. He has insulted us. So he should not go punished. So they attacked him. All the Kurus attacked. Now imagine Kurus. Kuru power was like, who are the people in Kurus, Karna and, Dushasana and many other Maharathis. They attacked him, they broke his chariot, they broke his bow and arrow, they didn't cause harm to him. What they did is arrested him. So Samba and Lakshmana was brought back and they kept her in Hastinapur. Just to show them that it's not so easy that you can take Lakshmana like this. You have to really fight. So when this news through Narada Muni went to Dwarka, Dwarka, Narada Muni said, Ugrasen, see what has happened. Samba has been kidnapped. So immediately Ugrasen got up and declared war. And he prepared the army. The army all got ready to attack Hastinapur. Now Balaram, he loved Yadus. He loved Kurus because Duryodhana was very dear to him. So, but when Yadus were dear to him, so he said, they all respect me. I will go and negotiate. You don't have to do anything. I will do everything properly. So Balaram and Uddhav and all, they came to Hastinapur. So they camped outside in the outskirts of Hastinapur. Uddhava went inside the palace. They were so happy to receive Uddhava and they all worshipped him and gave him gifts. And when they came to know that Balaram also is there, they all came running to Balaram and they started, talking and worshipping and giving him, offering all their, respects and all. Then there are all affectionate talks between the families and, then loving exchanges. Then Balaram came to the point. So he had to say. So he said, see, you have done a mistake. You have, by unfair means you have defeated him. And not only that, you have arrested him. So I am your well-wisher. I am your friend. I only will think about good. So what you have to do is just return Samba. So now the Kuru's response, suddenly the Kurus started saying, you are demanding that Samba should be returned. You know that what is your aukat? In Hindi say, aukat. And he's telling whom? Balaram. Balaram is not an ordinary person. So he is telling, these Kurus are saying that you people are like those dirty slippers, chappal. And now you are trying to go and sit on the head. You are like insignificant jackals and you want the booty of lion. You are living on our mercy. All this throne and all you have is all because of our mercy and we have been tolerating it. We have forgiven you. And now you are demanding all these things. These are the insulting words used by Kurus, and Balaram was silent. Externally was silent, but his eyes became red. And these Kurus, they spoke like this and they turned their back and went back to Hastinapur. So Balaram, there were some other ordinary citizens around, because when this was going on, people were there. He started thinking that I am their well-wisher, I am their real friend. I have come to establish religious principles. And they are speaking about that throne, that it is their mercy. The Yadus are being worshipped by Brahma and demigods, they come down to worship them. And what to speak about Krishna? Lakshmi, Brahma, Shiva, they all worship, and he's saying that paraphernalia is our mercy. This is only because of their power, their high birth, they have become very proud. So I'll have to teach a lesson. This is what Balaram, Guru Tattva, Adi Guru, he decided how to bring them back to senses. So he said to Ganga that you swell up. So Ganga was flowing there. Just Ganga started swelling up. And he wanted to cast the whole Hastinapur city into Ganga. So with his plow, he went and separated the whole Hastinapur city out of the earth and it pulled it into Ganga. Now when that happened, you know what must happen to the city? It is like an earthquake, but not an ordinary earthquake. So that time they realized that the whole city is like going like a boat into Ganges, the whole city is going. So that time they realized that there is something we have committed and offended. They came running, all the Kurus came running. And who was there in the front? Lakshmana and Samba, keeping them in front. They came running behind. And then they said that, Balaram, I don't know how you become so angry. You are always so in the mood of goodness. Why you think like we are. I know we are very sorry. You have brought down our nasha, intoxication, We were thinking about, we were the powerful, we were the wealthy people. We had high connection and all. Please forgive us. Then this way Balaram was pacified. So then he put back the whole city of Hastinapur again back into that place. And then same time Duryodhan came, take Lakshmana with the Samba and I'll also give you dowry, please take it. And so this way you let her go back to Dwarka and be happy there. So this is how Balaram went out of the way, even if they are Kurus. Even if they are Kurus, he was as a Guru Tattva, he always wanted to smash. So there are many such pastimes about Balaram. Then you know how Balaram, as he could see that there is a war coming up between the Kurus and Pandavas. So he was in a dilemma. He didn't know what to do because he knew that Duryodhan is going to come and canvass for him that you should be on our side. And Yudhishthira is going to tell the same thing. You have to come on our side. Because he loved both of them. Now both of Duryodhana and Yudhishthira had a problem. But he loved both of them. And even if you are neutral, still you are against them. Each one of them will think that you are against us. So he was thinking what to do in this situation. If I stay here, both of them are going to come. And how I am going to answer that? I take their side, I take Kuru's side, or I take Pandava's side. So what he did? He went away from there. He went on a pilgrimage. So he went to Ganga, Yamuna, all the holy places, and then finally he came to one place. He came to a place called Naimisaranya. So in Naimisaranya, there were all Brahmanas and sages, really very austere, scholarly people were all assembled there. And as soon as they saw Balaram, they got up with folded hands. They started chanting Vedic hymns, started bowing down, giving him gifts. They were so pleased to see Balaram. But one person was not made any difference to Balaram's presence. And that was the one who was sitting on the Vyasasana. His name was Roma Harsha Sutta. Now Roma Harsha Sutta was not an ordinary person. He was trained personally by Veda Vyas. And he was giving class in perfect Sanskrit. And those people who had assembled there, they were not ordinary Brahmanas. They had selected him as the leader. So he was not an ordinary person. Now when you sit on Vyasasana, because you represent Vyasadev, one sense it is said that you don't have to get up. But Balaram was not an ordinary person. So because Romarsha Sutta didn't get up, he didn't offer any respect, which Balaram noticed. So he said, this person who thinks that he has understood all the Shastras, Puranas, Upanishads, and he's been trained under Veda Vyas, he is proud, thinking that there is no need for him to offer respect to a person who should be respected. So what is the use of his scholarly recitation when his mind is not controlled? So he is proud. He deserves to die. Imagine what a punishment. Just because he didn't get up. He didn't stand up. The punishment is he'll die. Of course, Balaram wanted to establish, religious principles that, how a person should be respected. So what he did is, he took a kusa grass and just touched his body. Even though it was just touching this body, but for Romarsha Sutta it was like a thunderbolt, and he died. So that time there was commotion, because all the Brahmana sages, they said that just before you came, we had given all the blessings that you will have a very long and healthy life. And now you have nullified all these things by... So Balaramji said that, but anyway, whatever you do is always right, you are the Supreme Personality, you never do anything wrong. But to set an example for others, tomorrow someone may just imitate you, So you have to atone for that. So he said, what do you want? You want me? I can again take back I can bring Romarsha Sutta back to life, and he can continue. So he said, no, you don't have to do that. But at least do something else. So then they requested that he has a son. And it is said that the father lives through the son. So you please give the benediction to the son. So Suta Goswami is the second speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Balaram ji gave all the benediction to him, and he became the speaker. So the point is that how Balaram ji said that he is a sinful rascal. He accused Romarsha Sutta. Now you all know that Romarsha Sutta was such a saintly person. He is well versed in Shastra, he following 4 regulative principles, associating only with devotees. He never deviated any time, completely absorbed in his service. Because he had that type of a pride, he condemned it. So it is said that once when Prabhupada had a conversation with one PhD scholar in US, this lady, she came to Prabhupada and said, how as we have our culture, America, she was saying, and we have our philosophers and thinkers. So how is your philosophy affected our culture? This is the question she asked Prabhupada. How it has affected our culture? So Prabhupada said, where is your culture? There is no culture. When you are eating meat and all these nonsense activities, where is the culture? There is no culture. So she was taken back by that question. She was a PhD, and PhD, she was doing a thesis on American culture and PhD. So to divert the topic, she said, okay, then I will ask you a philosophical question. So Prabhupada said that, what is the use of philosophy if there is no character? So, I know we all laugh, but it's a great responsibility. Prabhupada was asked that, how do we recognize your disciples? He said, they are gentlemen. So it's not an ordinary responsibility. It's a very serious responsibility What is character? What is integrity? What different circumstances, how do we behave? It is said that there are three types of people. This is in just few days back we were hearing Ramayana. So in Ramayana, when Mantara contaminated Kaikeyi's consciousness, so there is an explanation that there are three types of people. One is the person who agitates someone. By speaking, you agitate. Your intention is to agitate. The second person, who did that? Who did that to Kaikeyi? She agitated Kaikeyi, right? And the second person is who gets agitated. And the third person is, in spite of hearing these words, he doesn't get agitated. Now this is a common knowledge that sometimes when we loosely talk, associate, anyone comes and tells us, did you know that what he is talking about you? So and so is talking about you. What is the reaction immediately? Yes, please tell me, what did he say about me? Socrates gives a very nice, see, Western philosophers also nice. He says when someone approaches you with this type of so you should ask first, is it true? What you are going to say, are you sure? And most of the time it is, I heard it. If it is not true, then, but if he says, no, it is true. Okay, if it is true, is it good or bad? So you should ask yourself, good or bad? So if it is bad, then, no, it is good. Then if it is good, then the third question is it beneficial to you and me? If these three questions are answered, then there is a scope for you to hear. Otherwise, this type of, So this is something connected to character which Prabhupada wanted to emphasize that, when we say. So then, Balaramji wanted to bring out this point about that how character is very important. So he then, of course, he blesses Suta Goswami as a son, then he carries on. So this is how Lord, he performed his pastimes, which were so attractive and so pleasing. We began with the pastimes of Krishna Balaram. You remember how wonderful. So one time it so happened in Brazil, Prabhupada was sitting, and there was a painting. And in that famous painting, I'm sure you all must have seen that paintings, where Krishna and Balaram just running, and the cows are also running, and all the cowards are running, and all the forest and the valleys and the mountains and all. So Prabhupada was looking at that picture, and the devotees were sitting in front. So he asked them, will you like to go there? This is Prabhupada's vision. Of course, those who don't have faith, they may say that, is there something like this? There are activities going on, is a small child lifting up. This is all some imagination, because if you don't have faith. So it is said that these things are actually like windows to the spiritual world. So you see through and you know what is happening in the spiritual world. But then the Lord keeps the prerogative to whether to reveal or not. So if you don't have faith, then even if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, then you may feel that what is there. So it is covered. Similarly, the Lord sometimes is very merciful. He also, just like how He removes the curtain to show that what is happening in the spiritual world, when we hear through proper parampara, sometimes He also lifts up the curtain of the material world also. Material world, we are also, everything is going on nice, fine, and then He lifts up the curtain just to show that what is material existence. We all have experienced that, in this week. Okay, what happened? Now, this is material existence. Material existence means just because you are a devotee, as in the morning Govind Prabhu was saying, which also has said by Jayadit Maharaj once said that, don't think that, devotees means death will not be. Death can come anyway. It's not that necessary you have to be lying down and devotees are surrounding you and chanting and you're going to die. Death can come in the form of your body getting smashed. So that is also one way of lifting up and showing this is what is material existence. Death can come. Especially the way the lifestyle we have, accidents is going to be one of the most important cause of death. So one lift up curtain to show that what is material existence, another lift up curtain to see what is spiritual world. So the degree we get attracted to those activities and have a desire to go there, so that degree will become detached from the... So that is why there is a saying that misery is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So what does it mean? That if our consciousness is nicely purified and lifted up, even if misery comes, all these things cannot affect you much. Of course, it is very painful for suffering, attachments are there, love is there, all the memories are there. But still, the degree we become attached. So that is why in Srimad Bhagavatam it is said that there are many responsibilities we all have. We are sitting here, everyone has some responsibilities as mothers, as students, as businessmen, as lawyers, and all these are responsibilities. But these responsibilities are not helping you to develop some taste for hearing Krishna Katha. Then your whole life is Shrama Evahi Kevalam. So these activities, one sense, may sound, oh, what is that? But it's a big investment in that direction to develop more and more attraction. So to conclude, same Balaram, who was Lakshman, enthusiastically 24 hours serving, making different schemes and such loyalty. And then as Balaram, smashing even Kurus and Romarsha, such a scholarly person. In Kali Yuga he came as Nityanand. And in Nityanand, again the mood was same. He just wanted to serve Lord Chaitanya. When Lord Chaitanya gave him the instruction that he should go house to house, village to village, spread this holy name. So this time not like Balaram. Balaram is to carry the club and the plough. So this time he is to go, but not with the plough and club, but with the holy name. And what was the mood? The mood was like a beggar. Now you may say, what is a beggar? Beggar, they go and beg. But he was going as a beggar, not to take anything from others, but to give others. He was just giving. He was telling begging, but begging what? Please take this. This was the mood of Lord Nityanand, who is in this age available. The same Balaram. He will go to some place and he will, folded hands, he will say that, please chant. And if the person says, no, then he'll fall at his feet and says, please chant. If he doesn't listen, he'll start rolling on the ground floor, please chant. If he still doesn't, then he'll start crying and begging, please chant. This was so merciful. And verily go, he will go to the most fallen people. He'll go to the, people who are drinking, and breaking, or dacoits, and most sinful people. He'll go and give his mercy in the form of giving holy name. And this way, he purified people's heart. So the same leelas which Balaram and Lakshman, they did, Nityananda Prabhu did in this form. So this is the opportunity we all have in Kali Yuga. Krishna and Balaram, they ask for, you should surrender. But here, Nityananda Prabhu, same Balaram, he is in the mood of just giving. What is he giving? The Madhurya Bhav, the same loving pastimes which Krishna and Balaram were performing, that love. He wanted to give it to everyone, irrespective of any qualification. The only qualification is you just receive it. This is the greatest opportunity. And that same mood was carried forward by Prabhupada. Prabhupada traveled all over the world with the same mood and is connecting us to Balaram. So Balaram's mood is same spirit, we are getting connected by following Prabhupada's instructions. All over the world there are so many temples. Why? Same. Prabhupada was 24 hours engaged enthusiastically. And what was he doing along with that? Trying, facilitating, organizing, inspiring, accommodating everyone to engage in Krishna's service. So many temples over the world. This is that Guru Tattva, that Adi Guru, which is coming originally from Balaram or Sankarshan, the first expansion of Krishna. So what is the significance in our life when we are chanting? In chanting also there is Ram. So once Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, what is this Ram? We know Hare, we know Krishna. Who is this Ram? Someone said, no, this is Dasavatar Nandan Ram. So someone said, what's his Parshuram's father's name? This is Jamadagni's son's Parshuram. This Ram is Parshuram. And someone said, no, this is Balaram. But then someone said, no, this can be Krishna also as Radhika Raman. So Ram, that name which is there in Mahamantra, all four things are correct. So in what bhava he is doing it? So in one sense, on this day, of course, we are praying to Balaram, but actually we are also daily chanting Balaram's name. It depends upon your mood, If you are thinking about Balaram while you are hearing Ram, so Balaram is the one who need it. We need Balaram because it is said that this knowledge is like a sword. This knowledge is like a sword. But to lift up the sword, you need strength. Those who have gone to the museum in Jaipur, if you get a chance, if you go and see the sword, those Rajputs they were using, you can't lift up. What to speak about the sword, the armors. Armors, you can't even move it, but they were wearing it and fighting. So heavy. So similarly, this sword also, which we receive, adhyatmic, spiritual knowledge, is not something very simple to just accept it. So you need that strength. That is Balaram's strength. So you pray to Balaram. So he's a very unique avatar. So he's there in our spiritual life, helping us, if provided we seek help. So I remember once we had gone for a yatra in Ekachakra. I see the Western devotees, they feel so much closely connected to Nityanand. They would say that, no, we have to stay back for a few more days here because, we are fallen, and it is Nityanand only who can save us, and this was the mood, because that is, and Kali Yuga, we all are fallen. What qualification you have to understand all these things. So on this day we can pray to Balaram or Nityanand, that with his plough, that he can penetrate our contaminated heart and remove all those anarthas, especially the anarthas of, self-recognition and honor and uncontrolled mind and senses. By his mercy, his grace, if he can remove, then heart becomes soft, then Krishna is pleased, then that same lusty desires which is there in our heart is transformed into prema. Bolo Balaram Bhagwan ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.